stuff. Good girl. Hello, and welcome back to another video. I am in desperate need of a pick-me-up because I've had kind of not a low energy week, but a low mood week. And it's really creeping up. And my partner and I have been doing no takeout and no eating out, no restaurants, no delivery since the beginning of June. So it's been almost 2 months now. And I did get one meal last week, and it was pho. And I don't know, it just didn't hit the spot the way it used to. I don't know if they just had like a bad batch for that day. But whenever I was eating it, I was like, I think I can make this better. I've tried pho a few times. It's never like hit the nail on the head, but I watched a ton of videos, and I think we're gonna succeed today with some like really, really good pho, because I need that in my life right now. I've been working with my coach a lot to accept when I am feeling these lower moods, because I think even me just a few months ago would have just disregarded that they exist. Like, I literally would call days that I just really, really didn't feel like myself or doing anything or felt frustrated. I would call them delete days. And I thought it was just this funny thing, but honestly, it's like I was really just telling myself that you aren't worth existing while you're feeling sad, which would be a crazy thing to tell somebody. And so I've really been working on like, oh, this week's kind of been low, but it's like actually fine and normal, and like a normal part of the human existence, and you can just actually meet those feelings with love and acceptance and move on, rather than like resisting it so hard. So I've been not really resisting it this week, and that's been really refreshing. I feel like I feel a lot differently today than I would have if I would have like just tried to repress everything. So yeah, I need a pick me up today though, and I've been really wanting to make pho. So that's kind of what today's video is going to be. Essentially, I'm gonna go ahead and get a frozen steak out. One of the videos I watched said that if you like have the steak kind of frozen but not completely frozen, you can cut it way thinner, because essentially pho broth like just cooks the really thin slices of meat as you're pouring it over. There's no like actually cooking up the meat. So I'm gonna take a steak out. I'm gonna go ahead and just put my bones in the oven to roast, I think for like 2-ish hours before putting them in my pot. while that's going, my partner ended up picking me up some ginger, so that was nice. I've been wanting to do some writing sprints literally ever since reading this book. I have just wanted to write so much, which is really refreshing, and I think I'm going to change. I have about a little over 10K words for something I've been working on since the spring, which I don't tend to write as much in the summertime. Writing tends to be my fall through spring, like, bigger thing. So I'm glad the energy is picking back up. I've missed it, but yeah, ever since the spring, I've written about 10K words in a new novel, and I think I'm going to change it to third person, like close third person. But I've seen creators having to make that shift at like 70K words or something. So I'm glad I haven't gotten too far into this, but I really want to deal with that a little bit and then maybe do some actual writing for it. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. We're getting through it. I'm already feeling a lot better. I really do think that just radically accepting when you're feeling low or down or frustrated really helps you just like move through it so much faster. Or for me, in this past week, just experiencing this and practicing this at least has helped me. Oh, I wanted to show you the embroidery. Okay, I was working on this in my first video, and this is my update. Oh my gosh, I think it looks so good. Honestly, I just have to fill in the rest of this with these little like knots, which are pretty easy. These are supposed to be like big beads, but I don't think I'm gonna do the beads. I think I'm just gonna go over them with the color they're supposed to be. So that's been really fun. This is my first like really big embroidery project, so I cannot wait to do more. I got a whole pack of beginner mushroom embroidery. I don't know if you are a card person, but I have always really enjoyed this Oracle deck, Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. I probably got this like about 2 years ago for a road trip. I wanted to take it on the road. And I thought, I feel like these can always just help me reflect a little bit, especially if I'm feeling a certain way. Sometimes just a perspective shift can help me. I got the transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing, which is just kind of spot on to like how I feel like things have been progressing with my coach and just my energy, and how I'm literally approaching bad days, good days, creative endeavors, uncreative endeavors. Like that's pretty on point, and that makes me feel good. Things are changing at a cellular level. You are not who you were a year ago or who you will soon be. You're in between, emerging, half risen, half falling. Keep doing the work. You are transforming. You will look back at this time with awe. So much is happening in your inner world within your cells. It's time to release old ways of being that had kept you in fight, flight, or freeze mode, to choose a new way of being where trauma is not the driving force. Old childhood patterns are rising up to be healed as you allow yourself to observe them and feel them without attachment. They loosen their grip and fall away. You are being called to find new ways of self-soothing, or to self-soothe. Saturn and the Black Madonna and the African goddess Oshuna influence this card. Saturn represents destruction and transformation. The Black Madonna represents the underground and all that has been cast aside, and the ocean, I think it's ocean, represents the tender love of the original mother. A rethreading is happening. Interesting. Healing at the deepest of levels. While you're on this phase, don't put yourself under pressure to perform. You may need to review your relationship with your body, perhaps even shifting your diet or exercise regimen, which I've literally been doing the last 2 months, or getting energetic healing support, which I also am doing. You may also need to consider some kind of emotional support, as issues from your childhood may come up to be healed. You are deeply loved. Bella wanted to say hi, kind of. She wanted to go in. No, all that is so interesting. I've been working with an energetic coach for like 2 months now. I do feel like things are really changing, even approaching this whole creative concept, because I almost didn't do this today because I was feeling so frustrated, but I met myself with love, and I don't know, I feel like I really am shifting patterns that were so embedded within me. It's interesting that it even said rethreaded, which I just showed you my embroidery. Like, I don't know, I feel like that makes a lot of sense, and that really resonates with me, and I'm just, yeah, excited I'm really glad I decided to pull a card.
Magical.